Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Zurich Event Invest dinner here at the Dollar Grand Hotel. And with me here is first Majestic Silver. You will well remember the one of the top 10 silver producers in the world. And Keith Neumayr, the CEO, is now with me to give us a lovely update about the company. Keith, welcome.
Oh, thanks very much. Good seeing you again.
So it's a bit of time we had since we did that last time. And well, I think you had a successful year still in 2016. Maybe you can comment a little bit on that.
Well, the last 4 or 5 years has been pretty tough in the mining sector. And we've spent a lot of time cutting our costs. And over the last 4 years, we've cut our costs by 50%. And it was a pretty challenging time. In 2014, we were losing money selling silver, which is, not a very good business, obviously. So, we finally, were able to reduce costs enough to actually start seeing a profit again in 2015. We had a decent Q3, a decent Q4 of 2015. And as we saw the silver price improve, in 2016, which it did, obviously, the margins in the business increased quite substantially. And we ended up profiting almost $110 million in profit in 2016.
It's a nice amount of money, I would call it.
Well,
how many ounces you have produced? Silver
well,
equivalent?
about 18 million equivalent ounces. But we ended 2016 with record cash. $129 million in the bank, cleanest balance sheet ever. The company's looking pretty good.
Fantastic. Any highlights of last year, I would call it? Like we spoke upfront this interview about purities, for example. Also your metal mix, I would call it. Maybe you can comment on that a bit.
Well, I think the highlight for the year is definitely what happened in the silver market. We had successfully cut our costs, and 2016 was a major turnaround year for us. So, we didn't reinvest much capital in 2016, but that investment's now currently happening. So 2017, we've got a big budget in investment and development and exploration, which is going to really translate into, improved production in 2018.
Okay, so what is the guidance for 2017? Let's put it that way, like AISC on the one hand, and how many ounces silver equivalent you would produce?
Sure. Now, the year over year, 2016 and 2017 are relatively the same. The investment this year isn't going to see any real benefit until 2018. So around still about 18 million equivalent ounces. Our all-in cost will be around $11 to $12. Nice. So that's decent profit. Our profit in 2017 should be about $125 million.
Great. So there's room for some other investments, maybe.
Well, our investments are 124 million.
Okay.
So we're reinvesting all that profit is being put back into the business. Because we've been sitting here for the last 5 years waiting to invest in some pet projects and to grow the business, and we just haven't done that because I didn't want to spend the capital. So we're going back to that now and reinvesting capital, and we're going to see a real benefit over the next couple of years.
Great. How was the development, let's say, on resources and reserves?
Well, over the last couple of years, it's been flat. We've been producing, and drilling a little bit, but our exploration budget in 2016 was $9 million. That's nothing. That's
compared to your size, it's really nothing.
Yeah, and that was just enough to maintain the current reserves. But our exploration budget in 2017 is $27 million, and we're drilling actually 180,000 meters of drilling this year. We've got 19 drill rigs currently active in the business. So there's a lot going on.
Fantastic. What is still the mine life like?
It depends mine by mine. They're all a little bit different, but they range from 5 to 10 years.
Well, but just pretty decent, I would call it.
Yeah, but that's really what the compliant ounces are. That doesn't really take into consideration the exploration upside. Now that we're getting back into re-exploring, redeveloping, and building ounces, that life of mine should go up.
Fantastic. As you are, one of the major silver producers in the world, I would have a comment on you on the market, not about manipulation and stuff, that's not our thing, but I would have a comment on, like, we are getting now into, I think, the 4th or the 5th year of a physical deficit. And as I remember it, like 2002, 2003, 2004, we had the same situation, and all of a sudden silver started to move. What is your perception of the market? I think GFMS estimate like 180 million ounces deficit so far in Thomson Reuters. So that should have an impact sometime, right?
Well, I think it will, and you know, the official numbers on 2016 aren't out yet. At least I haven't seen them. I think they come out in May. And you're right, the rumor number is somewhere. I've heard between around 150 million. If you're hearing 180 million,
I read it in the internet. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a fair number. We're on a global basis, it's quite shocking actually, because as everyone knows that's watching this video, we're currently trading at 70 to 1, gold silver. We're only mining 9 to 1. So for every 1 ounce of gold, we're only mining 9 ounces of silver worldwide, which is a shocking number. And on a global basis, the number that I'm expecting to see out of GFMS for worldwide production is around 800 million ounces. And we consumed 1.1 billion ounces in 2016. And recycling, so that's about 300 million ounce deficit. And recycling is about half that number. Approximately.
So why is the price not moving really?
I know.
From where does the silver come?
Yeah, I know. It is crazy. I read an article from Ted Butler just yesterday. Actually, this morning. It was on the internet, and it was J.P. Morgan took 17 million ounces of silver off the COMEX last month. It's unprecedented.
That's interesting.
He doesn't recall a time that one of the banks has taken so much silver out of the COMEX. So he's expecting something's going to show up sometime. But there's a lot of vested interest out there, and to not allow these markets to move. You've got all this money flooding into the S&P, into the U.S. dollar, into the Dow Jones, and
the DAX, whatever.
People, the markets are doing great. Other than unfortunately the mining shares are under pressure. Gold and silver are kind of flat; they're not really doing too much. The big short positions, like on First Majestic, our short position on First Majestic is 21 million shares.
That's ridiculous.
We've never ever in the history of the company seen a short position of that size.
Yeah, but it makes no sense. You're making money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just it's computers. They just catch on to a trade, and it makes no sense. Right?
Yeah. But on the other hand, we could see a very surprising reaction on the other side.
For sure, if silver goes through $20, which I think it will sooner rather than later. I don't think we have to wait much longer. You see the action lately. Silver's looking pretty good. So I think within a couple months, maybe by the end of the year, silver will be higher than it is, and these short positions have to cover, and the GDX or GDXJ and all the miners will just explode like they did in the first part of 2016.
Absolutely, yeah. And what we saw also, let's put it from the demand side for the future. The new 5-year plan of China is $100 billion into solar. So solar, as we know, needs a lot of silver, but also when you build lithium-ion batteries, you need silver oxide, and this is a market which is in the mode now to explode. So, what is your opinion about, let's say, those markets for the demand of silver in the future?
Oh, I'm totally excited about it. As we, as a human race, continually want to electrify the planet the way we are, and the trend is there. The trend's not changing. We're getting off oil and gas. That's as simple as that. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for us to stop using oil and gas. Whether it's 10 years or 20 years, but during that whole process, we're going on electric. We're going to fuel cells. We're going to robotics. We're going to solar panels. Wind energy.
Windmill,
and all those kinds of things. And all that requires silver. And we're not going to get away from cell phones or computers.
Definitely not. No.
And there's a lot of silver in all the little gadgets that we want as a human race to play with. And with that deficit, the way it is, whether it's 150 million ounces or 180 million ounces, that's a big deficit. And how long can a deficit like that last without affecting price? I don't think it can last very long.
Yeah, and also I'm not aware of any new big primary silver producers. Let's say, except maybe Max Silver is maybe the next big one, primary producer, I would call it. But I'm not aware of any, let's say, big production facilities which can accommodate 100 or 200 million ounces deficit, right?
No, there's nothing close to that. And quite contrary on the other side, you're seeing silver supply from miners actually drop. We got the big, as 2014, we had 850 million ounces of silver produced by the miners. In 2016, it was 800 million ounces. So it's, mine supply is dropping. It's not going up. And consumption is actually increasing. And the Cannington mine, which is one of the big silver producers, it's a zinc mine, but it's a big silver producer in Australia. It's shutting down in the next couple of years. So I think it's going to get worse for silver.
Ooh, okay. But which is good for you and
Well,
for
good
us
for
as an
price.
investor.
It's great for price. That's
Super.
right. But,
Great.
yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Keith, thank you very much. And I could talk with you another hour easily on that theme. But it's very interesting to get, also the view on First Majestic, of course, on the one hand. But on the other hand, it's great to talk to somebody who is one of the primary silver producers and who is deep in the market. And it's good that you see it the same way.
Great. Well,
We have a great future. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, there was Keith Neumayr, the CEO of First Majestic Silver. And you heard it, the deficits are there, the deficits are rising. And we have no idea from where in the future should come all this silver, which is needed for all this, let's say, high-tech applications for the solars, for the new energies. And as Keith said it, First Majestic is doing very well, had a sensational year last year. Finally, the silver price helped a bit, but they have cut the cost by 50% down to approximately 11.50 all-in sustaining costs. And I think that's a great basis for the future. The team around Keith and himself, of course, is doing a great job. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.